Okay, there we go. Red light's flashing. I'm Bill Belichick. I'm about to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. I challenge Lovie Smith, Chuck Pagano, Rex Ryan, and Andy Reid. I am totally going to Instagram this.
I'm Lovie Smith, and I accept Coach Belichick's challenge.
I'm Rex Ryan, and I accept Coach Belichick's challenge. Ooh, it's all tingly. And I like it.
I'm Chuck Pagano, and I accept the hoodies challenge.
Coach Belichick, challenge accepted.
Coach, it's the Ice Bucket Challenge, not the Ice Cream Challenge.
Ooh, I got a little brain freeze. Does that count?
No, it doesn't count.
Well, I guess I can do it on the box score, which starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score. Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes out in Milford, Connecticut. You guys saw some NFL coaches having some fun with the now famous Ice Bucket Challenge. Seton, this is something that you have recently done, correct?
Yeah, I was called out. Chris Mannix called me out and had me, I don't know, maybe a week or two ago, I guess it was. And yeah, dumped it on there, called out my brother, my brother-in-laws, and Jim Parsons. And Jim Parsons just this week did it, so it's pretty awesome. McLovin, you're on social media throughout the show. Has anybody challenged you as of yet?
Yeah, said Jim Parsons, and I'm pretty flattered. I think I never expect to be challenged by probably the biggest celebrity that we all kind of know. Yeah. It's pretty huge. I have special plans for executing it that will be revealed soon.
Johnny Manziel, we're not sure, has done the Ice Bucket Challenge. Of course, he's probably just pulling bottles out of ice buckets, but he did take time to flip off the entire Redskins bench last night. Paulie, let me ask you, what is one of the more unsportsmanlike things you have done on the field of play?
Ooh, wow. Archery, field of play. Not much. Man, oh man, I'm pretty much I'm a bad sport generally, but I haven't been on that many fields of play to let it out, I guess.
Man, I'm a hothead in basketball. You know how basketball gets, one time I had a coach in the Jewish Youth League who I thought didn't respect my skills. So I was actually dribbling down the court screaming at him. I don't get along with coaches. I actually have a huge anger problem you guys probably don't know about. I was a hothead on the basketball court. Yeah.
Temper? The Rasheed Wallace of the Jewish Youth League?
I was definitely like...
starting fights?
I didn't quite have the skill of a Rasheed Wallace, but I had the anger.
Yeah, I too am a hothead. You guys may be surprised to figure that out about me too. Yeah, I had a little bit of a temper problem when I was a kid, and I would like flip out and like kick helmets and stuff like that. One time I was at my 8th grade playing for 8th grade basketball. My parents now refer to this as the non-flashback. This kid kept fouling me all game, fouling me, and it was driving me nuts. And so he eventually fouled me again, and I got the call, like the ref blew the whistle on the game. But I just lost my temper, and I picked up the ball, gunned it against the wall as hard as I could, and the refs called a technical on me and kicked me out of the game. And the last thing I remember as I was walking to the locker room was seeing my parents also walking out the door. Thinking,
were they booted?
Crap.
Did they get booted?
Well, they booted themselves because they said they were so embarrassed by me. And yeah, that was a low point.
Remember Dan tells stories about his dad basically harassing the referees during the game?
Off on them?
No, that is a guy of all of us who, like, I can imagine he had some pretty hot-headed moments on the basketball court because he actually had a little skill to back it up. I could kind of see Dan having a Johnny Manziel-ish kind of attitude.
I didn't flip out, but I did something a little unsportsmanlike. There was a kid on first base who looked very nervous and didn't look like he knew much about baseball, and that his parents just, I guess, made him join Little League. Wow. So we did a little hidden ball trick where I asked the pitcher to kind of, pass me the ball when I went back to first base, and I convinced this kid, even though there was no leading, that it was okay to take a lead off of first base. And as soon as I finally convinced him to step off, I tagged him, and we got him out, and he was crying and dejected. There was no, but he stepped off the base, and I told him, you're allowed to take a lead. He goes, I don't think I'm supposed to do that. So I'm like, no, it's okay. You can take a little lead. You're never going to get to second base in
the
time.
umpire didn't give him the. What did he think he was doing?
What was that kid's name again?
Greg Lieber.
Now, to be fair, I've hid this for years. As Fritzy has hid this stories for years, I've hid this part of the story. Greg Lieber called me about 12 years ago and said, hey, if you ever get the chance to work with Todd Fritz, pay him back for me. So all the behavior I've had with Todd over the past 12 years is because of little Greg Lieber and how he was lied to in Little League. So that explains a lot.
Oh, man.
That was, he was pretty
perfect
devastated.
apples for apples.
Coach is yelling at him. Why did you're not supposed to lead?
That is literally the meanest thing that any.
That's pretty mean, and
that is the meanest thing.
The coach told me to stand on the base. No, it's okay. You can take a little lead. It's a long way to second base. You gotta,
And then you got him out, and you were probably like, I got him! I got him! Showing it. It's so annoying. I couldn't stand that guy in Little League.
He said I could, but he said I could lead.
But what did the umpire think he was doing? How could he call him out if there's no lead?
He's supposed to know not to lead.
Just by that, you'd be out. So Fritzy did a double. He got the improper leadoff and then the self-promoting hidden ball trick tag.
That being said, did I ever tell you about the guy that was stuck out of right field who one leg was longer than the other, so he couldn't really run straight?
Wow.
So if you hit a little fly ball to right field, home run, baby.
His name was Andrew Perloff.
Nice to take advantage.
I wrestled a guy in high school, and he was blind. And when you wrestle a blind man, you need to touch him at all times. So I did that, but what I did do is act like audibly I was falling back. So I go, whoa, 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 whoa. He pushed into me, threw him to his back, and pinned him. I don't know. I think that's just smart wrestling. Okay, you guys had Charlie Kessley on today, and he talked about Johnny Manziel's antics and whether or not that was going to cost him a starting job.
Well, you want him to play well, okay? So you want him to have confidence, okay? You don't want him to do stupid things and hurt the team.
Does what Manziel did last night with the middle finger gesture to the Washington bench, does that become a factor if it's a close call between Hoyer and Manziel?
Is it a consideration? Yeah, it's a consideration because if he's dumb enough to do things like that, that's going to cost you a penalty. So consideration, yes, but very slight.
Yeah, I like Charlie Casserly's perspective because he's not like saying, oh, this is the end of the world. He's, points to something I didn't even think about. It's a 15-yard penalty, so I think he was very real world about it. A lot of people pointed out that Casserly has been anti-Manziel for a while. And, I feel like, as Seton said in the show today, if you have a problem with Manziel, if you didn't like Manziel in the first place, you probably didn't like the finger. You probably didn't like the way he played last night. If you're a Manziel fan, you probably love the finger and can find excuses for the way he played last night.
He's fiery and tough.
So it kind of depends what kind of attitude you brought to the story.
Manziel's pretty controversial. Seton, would you have a favorite controversial athlete?
Oh, man. Well, Muhammad Ali's the first one that comes to mind. He's definitely a hero of mine, and I don't know that there's anybody better.
Staying with our boxing, I find Mike Tyson very fascinating. Just some of the things he's been through or that he's put himself through, and how he can sound so have a babyish kind of soft-spoken voice, and then be able to transform into this violent animal-type character in the ring. I find Tyson very, very interesting.
I'm going to go with Dennis Rodman, and I compare him to Manziel in the fact that if he performs well on the court, he could behave any way he wants off the court, even sometimes on the court. When Dennis Rodman was getting 19 rebounds a game and going out to 4 in the morning, nobody had a problem with him going out to 4 in the morning and getting technical fouls. So Rodman's my guy.
Oh, I'm all about the late 70s Broad Street Bully Flyers. I mean, they took controversy to a new level. You didn't even have to wait for the puck to drop, and the gloves were off.
Old school.
And I like, old school hockey. The brothers, the Hanson brothers from the slap shot. I feel like if I put a little tape on here, grew my hair out a little longer, maybe it was a little more muscular, I could have been one of them.
The Chiefs.
I'm going to go with Dottie Pepper, the Intimidator out in the golf course, LPGA. Stay with us. The very controversial Steve Ballmer calls in, and we're all fired up. Woo, 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 woo. When quarterbacks become too much for the Cleveland Browns to handle, they call me in. I am the Dog Pound Whisperer. When I arrived at Browns camp, there were several behaviors that I had to correct, but always with positive energy. Any quick touch? No, you make the correction. No, not the bathroom. No, the plumbing. No.
Ugh, playbooks suck. First, we take a selfie.
No. We do the playbook, not the Instagram. We are a quarterback, not the 15-year-old girl.
Definitely never been more focused in my entire life. On going to Vegas, get it?
No, now he's calm, submissive. Now we can watch the box score. Welcome back to the box score. You guys had new Clippers owner Steve Ballmer on today, and Seton was all kinds of fired up today.
Yeah! Woo!
Ballmer's a high-energy guy, just like DP. Fritzy, what's it like working with a guy like that?
I like it when Dan's in a good mood and he's bouncing around and singing and being silly. It's a great place to be. When that energy is diverted towards something that's upsetting him or bothering him, something that one or more of us may have done that may set him off every once in a while, then it is not fun. You just want to kind of hide under the desk. But for the most part, Dan's in good spirits and he's shooting hoops and playing golf and being silly, and it's fun to be around that.
You know what's funny is that I think I speak for all of us, when we grew up watching Dan Patrick, we saw him on SportsCenter, suit, chair, clean read, and that's all you knew about the guy. And after a couple days of working with him, he started loosening up with you. The things he would say and do, and McLovin, you talked about this before, you'd step back and you say, I can't believe I'm watching Dan Patrick smack me in the groin, or call me seaman, or whatever it may be. To this day, it's like, that's the same dude who was hosting Olympic coverage, and he's the biggest goofball in the world.
I kind of wish you guys had warned me when I first started really coming up.
You can't.
Like, Paul, you knew, we'd met at Sports Illustrated. You never said anything. First time up there, just the curse word laden songs, the total ignoring me. He barely knew me, and he was already comfortable enough to completely ignore me when I was talking to him. Nobody told me that real day.
He's got that whole other side with personality you never would have known.
Actually,
he's got that side from sports.
But you weren't there because you were out getting Starbucks, I think, the first time I came up.
That's right. I got kicked out of the studio to run an errand in the middle of the show. That's right.
Kicked out.
But after that.
Steve Ballmer was great on the show, and you guys actually found someone that sounded just like him.
Now, as your father probably told you, my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. I can't hear you! Doc forgot the most important cheer. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're probably gonna find out as you go out there that you're not going to amount to jack squat.
I love it, man. Matt Foley's like one of the greatest characters ever. Brock, I feel like you could actually probably get a pretty serious.
Matt, what's going there?
Just use it, brother, to roll up doobies. Jack squat. All right.
Brock, that's one of those bits that I wonder if that's one of those bits that plays better on radio in your car, because that was a real nice crossfade by Seton between the two, and that must be just fantastic in the car when you're listening to that. Really good bit.
Coming up, we'll find out who the Danettes are wearing on the red carpet. It's Know Your Row next. Oh, and I think Seton is still fired up. Yeah! Woo! The Box Score presents Great Moments in DP Show History.
Look at you there.
I think my favorite Native American is Sacagawea.
Thanks for watching Great Moments in DP Show History. Welcome back to Box, where we see an excellent fashion choice by Paul Paps there. Where did you find that lovely piece? Was that an LL Bean?
Where did I find that piece? In my closet. I own that. That was not a bit for the show in any way. I've owned that for years. I think I bought that at Campmore out in New Jersey back in the mid to late 90s, and I wear it once a year on the overnight for Christmas Eve, and it's a great outfit. Finally, it comes to use on national TV.
Campmore. I wonder if that's where you buy all your clothes. How about we find out as we play another edition of...
No! Your Row!
What?
We asked your row partner where he buys all his clothes. You simply need to match his answer. Let's start in the front row. Seton, where does Paulie shop for clothes?
Well, man, Paul doesn't actually shop for clothes. I think he just gets them sent here.
Yeah, but technically I
But
picked
if I
something out.
had to pick a store, it would have to be LL Bean, right? I mean, you're basically like, oh boy, Vineyard Vines.
Your answer, please.
Can I get any whiter? No, I'm gonna go LL Bean. Oh.
Is LL Bean white enough?
Tough question. I hate malls. All the college shirts I get, the random vintage college shirts I get from all over. So for the sake of the game and for Seton to guess the right answer, lately I'm gonna go Vineyard Vines.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's a tough one on Seton, but he should have known that I'm very seasonal. And this still being summer, the answer would have been Vineyard Vines. In the fall, it would have been LL Bean. In the winter, it would have been Orvis.
Hold on a second. I even nailed free T-shirts, which you referenced in there, and I name-checked Vineyard Vines. And LL Bean is the staple of your wardrobe.
You're right. I mean, your guess was unbelievably good. It was just lightly misplaced, but a fantastic guess.
To the back row, Fritzy, where does McLovin go for his clothes?
I shockingly don't have a clue. I'm going to guess some kind of urban hipster outfitters.
Is it Urban Hipster Outfitters?
I'd say I'm mostly an H&M kind of guy because they have European cuts for tall, slender men like myself.
H&M.
Yeah, Seton knew that one.
European cut. How does he know that?
Me and Toozers
I pay
at
attention.
Seton.
When does he talk about a European cut at H&M?
All the time.
In front of me? You've
All the
talked
time.
about
He
what
talks
it's
about
called?
it.
How is Seton
I know.
know?
I call it urban hipster. I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Because he talks about it all the time.
You talk about often going to H&M because of the European cut for tall people?
I talk about all sorts of things, but you just don't care.
You
I
just
guess I
don't pay
care.
attention
I'm
to
just,
anything we
I'm
say.
antisocial and I have no interest in the other dance.
That's correct.
So that's
I guess.
that's what happens.
Fritzy, quickly, what was McLovin's first car?
First car was a Honda Accord.
Okay, for no points. Back to the front row.
Thanks, Broccoli.
Paulie, where does Seton buy his clothes from?
I would have said, Levi's if they have stores. This is a tough one because he owns 6 shirts, and I don't know the brands of all these shirts. I want to say J. Crew, but that seems a little too corporate and white for him. But I don't know where else that he shops. I would go Salvation Army East Hartford, but I don't know if they specifically have a store. I'm going to go J. Crew.
Is it J. Crew and not Wet Seal?
Well, if I was trying to be cool, I would say like Goodwill or something, but that's not true. Probably like Urban Outfitters or something. Yeah, close. Yeah, true. Although I'm trying not to shop there anymore. No offense to them, but like kind of lame. Be my age in shopping. Although Dan does now.
Oh,
a
no.
lot.
Oh, no.
So if you notice the slacks he's been repping and the little crazy shirts and stuff, he's gonna walk in with that hat Nick has.
Oh,
anytime.
30 years ago he's too old for Urban Outfitters.
I don't know. I actually just stopped shopping and I just wear the same clothes.
I wish I would have guessed that.
Okay, back
wish I
row,
would've said
McLovin, where did Fritzy say he shopped?
I think we all know this is the most unfair question
He's
ever.
never shopped.
He has never.
I just grabbed whatever's in the box in the back of Dan Patrick's show gear.
I've got 2 guesses right off the top. Sears and JCPenney.
I'm gonna get. I mean, obviously, the clothes that are bought for you are bought by your wife, right?
That's true.
So I don't know if he's ever bought. I'm gonna say Nordstrom. Just taking a.
I'm going to guess as
stab in
well
the dark.
because the last time Fritzy actually shopped, I would go Chess King, Back Racks, or Silverman.
Can't argue that. Sid's pants.
Oh, we'll have to go
What
with
is it, Broccoli?
McLovin's, but we'll see right here. Paul, you're darn close.
I used to love Chess King back in the day with the velour shirts and the Jordache and Sassoon jeans, but I guess I'd say Macy's. I'll be at the mall with the wife and kids, and I'll go Macy's.
Yeah, I'm not a big shopper. Jen, my wife, thankfully, she'll, I'll tell her, I'll give her an idea as to some things that I like, but I just have bad memories going with my mom shopping and it taking like several hours while she touched every single thing on the rack. So I'll just wear some Dan Patrick Show stuff. I'll wear some. Always looking. I'll wear whatever's been in the closet, and I'll wear my share of Red Hook and Dan Patrick Show gear, and that gets me through the week.
Where'd you buy this?
This, I think it was a free Golf Channel shirt. That was just so there you go.
I'll just call it a tie. Paulie got Chess King out of that answer, and you did find out, remember that he had a Honda Accord. But maybe you guys can all upgrade your wardrobe with $10 million. After this, we will discuss what would you do if you had that kind of scratch. After the break. Welcome back to Box Score. Last call here at the Box Score Bar. A lot of kids watch all the games and dream of being a professional athlete and getting the big money. I'd rather get paid to do nothing, and it looks like I'm not alone.
Would you rather have $10 million to never play football or have a nice little 7-8 year career and make $10 million playing football?
Knowing what we know now about the realities of playing in the NFL, I'd be inclined to just take the $10 million for nothing.
Doesn't it sound so good to just get $10
$10
million right
million.
now?
Just $10 million. Here you go. No
Nothing's
taxes,
changed.
no anything.
Nothing's changed. Here, now you just have $10 million.
Don't have to do anything for it except spend it.
Oh, Brock, first of all, you already get paid to do nothing. Secondly, this is a tough one, you know, because I think all of us would like to play in the NFL because, you know, it's cool and you get money. But this adds in money for not playing. I think I would like to be a punter in the NFL. So I'm technically there. I can hang out with the guys and do a little punting. Not a ton of pressure, McLovin, on a punter like a kicker, and still make some money.
You know, I don't know if I agree with you guys because we play pickup basketball for free. Playing sports is fun. Doing it in front of thousands of people is awesome. Would you guys really just take the money and not want to compete? I'd compete in the NFL for free.
Yeah, but you're risking, you know, injuries and concussions and all kinds of stuff like that. You know, my first instinct was like, if I had an opportunity to play for the Broncos, and then you get your jersey and you hang it up in your man cave and all that, and say that you played for your favorite team or whatever. But then I thought more about it. I'm like, you know, $10 million to just kind of sit around and nap and take it easy and not have to go, you know, have trouble walking or getting out of bed or having to get all kinds of brainwave tests.
You don't move that well now.
That's true. But I think $10 million without having to worry about added health issues beyond what I already have would be a
Okay,
way
but
to go.
if you had all the money in the world and someone said, I can give you, for $1 million, I can create a scenario where you get to hit a home run in a major league ballpark. Would you pay $1 million? Of course. That'd be
absolutely.
Awesome.
But I'm thinking more like with football or a sport where you're getting bounced around, you know, your head's getting knocked around, which could add to all kinds of mental and physical health problems. So that wouldn't be worth it to me at all.
McLovin, if you stumbled upon that $10 million or all the money in the world, what would be your first major purchase?
Well, I don't know if this counts, but I've really, my whole life wanted to take 6 months to a year off and travel the world, specifically travel Asia, kind of be like the Wolverine in Japan, just doing mysterious things. That would be all the money in the world, go like high end. I think that would be a great way to blow through some money.
I'd buy an electric car. I'd buy a Tesla, and then I'd start planning a vacation. Boom. That's it.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the vacation thing. The one little luxury item that I've always wanted, I wanted like one of those 1950s Chris Craft wooden boats that cost like 80 grand that they're not realistic to buy at all because they're probably just a money pit.
Fake smoking.
Yeah.
With like a
little hat.
handkerchief or a
Is
scarf,
that just so you can pose for photos on
Yes,
said
I
boat?
would never actually sail it. I would place it in the water and maybe have some wind blowing in my hair and take some pictures, yes.
Yeah, I'd love to get like a huge yacht and go, you know, trip around the world. I don't know how my wife would feel about it, but I'd like to have, as far as the staff, you know, various models wearing like, you know, Hawaiian tropic little bikinis and stuff like that, you know, whether it's food or whatever they would be doing to enhance the experience.
And then your wife would take $5 million and take off.
And there'd be very little of the boat left.
So you want food to enhance the experience? Let me make sure I get this right. So
Well, food, dancing, whatever, you know, whatever they could do to enhance the mood, I'll let you use your imagination.
10 million might not be enough, big guy.
You're basically George Costanza.
Walking around with shrimp and little mini hot dogs and little egg rolls and little pizzas. I think that would be nice.
My first purchase would be a car, so I wouldn't have to drive in my sock and grab the clutch and pump it up, just so I can shift it and get it into gear and not block everyone trying to get into the studios here. Speaking of pumped up, Fritzy, who is on tomorrow, brother?
Tomorrow we're going to talk to a pair of NFL head coaches, the Denver Broncos' John Fox and Gus Bradley of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. Thanks for watching the Box Score. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, only on Audience Channel 239 right here on DirecTV, home of the Angry Chicken.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
You need a long and appropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!